My lips are chapped. Okay, welcome to episode 7 of Hot Off The Terr. Technically it's episode 8, but if you noticed, there was no episode last week as it just imploded. The mic didn't work, but so it wasn't, too much news in that episode anyway, so you didn't miss too much. But if there was something to be covered, I'll cover it here. We're going to start off with the NHL. Now, the trade deadline happened, and as someone who doesn't watch hockey, it's been well documented. It was a crazy deadline. Like, my phone was blowing up with, the Sportsnet and the TSN notifications of things. So, Boston traded Brad Marchand for, a bag of chips, couple pennies, whatever. It was absolutely nothing in return, and some people celebrated it, some people, fell to their knees. It happens. Ottawa broke up the most gay duo in the NHL and should be punished for it. Josh Norris and Thomas Chabot. RIP to this iconic picture of them kissing with no context. And this video of Thomas teaching Josh French while making insane eye contact with each other.
Bonjour Thomas.
Bonjour Josh, comment ça va?
Ça va bien?
Ça va très bien.
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 Mon nom est Josh.
Oui.
Oui.
Je viens
Je viens
du Michigan.
du Michigan. That means Iran, Michigan.
No, I'm from Michigan.
How do I say Thomas is my best friend?
Thomas est mon meilleur ami.
Thomas est mon meilleur ami.
Meilleur ami.
Thomas meilleur ami.
Yeah.
How do you say love you?
Je t'aime.
Je t'aime.
Je t'aime aussi.
Au revoir.
But welcome to the annual Who the Hell is on My Team part of the season. If you two have no idea who plays for your favorite team now, check out the VOD of a live stream that we did earlier. I was switching cameras for it. Very fun. But stay tuned for more hockey coverage for people that actually know what's going on. Me personally. So we're going to move on to the MLB. Now, real baseball starts soon, apparently, reportedly. There's still no relevant news. Garrett Cole, though, needs Tommy John surgery. Blue Jay fans, you know what that means. It's your year! As there is no news in baseball, I have conjured up a list of things that I think will fix baseball to, 1, make it better, 2, make it a bit more entertaining and mean more. Now, so there it is. So it's a short little list, but number 1, shorten the seasons. You do not need to be playing that many games. Have every team play each other twice, maybe a couple more games intradivisionally or whatever it is. But that should be the format for it. Make games actually mean more instead of, oh, whoops, we lost today. We have another 3 games in the next 3 days. No. Number 2, introduce a salary cap. I've seen some crazy contracts wondering how that's being afforded, and people are complaining about the rich teams, so just put in a salary cap. Have a cap on contract lengths, because I think Vladdy ask for 12, 15 years? No. For the last half of that contract, you're going to be sitting on your ass eating cheesies. That is not happening. There's no way you should be able to ask for 12, 15 years. And so number 4, no more first to 4 series. I hate best of 7s, stuff like that. First to 2 wins in a best of 3 series. That's as far as I'm willing to go with this. That still has the element of anything can happen and the best team should usually win. Now, number 5, which I think is crucial for the sport, robot umpires. Now, there's, but what about the umpires? All people do is complain about the umpires, is what I've seen. So, genuinely, have the robot umps be the first sport to have perfect decisions so that there's less controversy on, was that a strike, was that a ball, blah, blah, blah. I don't truly know what they do. But, yeah, that is my 5 ways to fix hockey, and the Shot Sports monkeys are trying to escape. Now, that is the 5 ways that we can fix baseball and make it a better sport for the greater good of everybody. Now, we're going to move into the NFL, more entertaining sport. Free agency started. It has been going absolutely insane. Now, there's been way too much, but I'll just sum it up really quickly. The New England Patriots may be back. They are slowly on their way to becoming and winning that AFC East again. They're doing it. In a podcast I may have said they were going to make the playoffs last year, but that was before I knew that they planned to make no moves whatsoever, and their team just ended up being below average. But they have the 4th pick this year, along with signing every almost important free agent. All they need now is Cooper Kupp. They need that receiver, and they'll look good. The Seahawks are on the other end of the spectrum, who could be the furthest point away from back. They have given away all of their players, all of their best players, and just signed Sam Darnold. If you're a Seahawks fan, I sympathize with you. It's not going to be a good next couple of seasons, I believe. And honestly, free JSN. He's going to have a miserable time on that team. Myles Garrett, who requested a trade saying he wants to win, has been lured back to the Cleveland Browns for just a large sum of money. This guy hates winning. Like, you can announce that you want to win. You must hate winning if you're getting lured back by 40. Was it 40 minutes, something like that? It was a large sum of money that he just got lured back. Well, a large sum of money for at the end, of course. But yeah, he just you feel for the guy. 'Cause Cleveland's never gonna. They could at some point. I don't want to say never, but they are not close to that level of winning a Super Bowl. Yeah, they got Kenny Pickett. Huge trade for them. That's going to be the thing that pushes them over the line. Oh, man. Moving on. F1. It's finally race week again. We are so back. Australia will be the day after this gets released, I believe, barring no technical issues. The rookies this year are reminding me of when Lando, Albano, and George were rookies. Just the interviews that they've all been doing together, the way they've been acting like children. It is so fun to watch. I think this is going to be a really entertaining season, and I actually really cannot wait for it. George Russell, he brought back the T-pose on the intro. Everyone has been waiting for it. It's one of the more iconic things in F1, and it is good to see. So, because there's not too much news until the first race actually happens, or anything in qualifying, but we're recording this before all of that, I'm going to give my random, I cooked this up about 5 minutes ago, driver standings predictions. Now, I'm going to go from the very bottom to the very top, build suspense. Number 20, I have Bortoleto. I believe that's his name. Yep. Gabriel Bortoleto. I don't see the Kicks albums being any decent this year. Number 19, I have Isaac Hadjar. I think that's how you say his name. Isaac. 18, I have Lance Stroll. I'm usually a Lance Stroll believer, but I saw a clip of him just looking really miserable to a fan that came up to him and asked for a picture. And at that point, you should probably be grateful that there's that many fans of you. Number 17, I have Jack Doohan, because the pressures on him are just unfathomable. And honestly, he might not even finish the season. Number 16, I have Nico Hulkenberg. Everyone's favorite. He's always just around there. Number 15, everyone's favorite sweetheart, Ollie Behrman, for some reason. Everyone loves him. I have him at 15. He's in a Haas, things happen. Number 14, I have Yuki Tsunoda. I love the kid. He's older than me. He's just small. But I have Yuki Tsunoda. I like him, but just everyone above him kind of is probably going to have a better car and a better time than him. 13, I have Alex Albon. I believe in the Williams resurgence. I believe they're back. So 13, I have Albano. 12, I have Esteban Ocon for whatever reason. And number 11, I have his well-documented good friend Pierre Gasly, who is now bald as well. They're going bald at Alpine. It's strange, but they win like one race a year. They just turn into a prime like team like one race a season. So he'll probably win that race because if Duhan wins that, I'm shocked. So into the top 10 now. I have Fernando Alonso. I have him at number 10. Aston Martin aren't going to be. They'll be good in the next few years, but not this year, I believe. Number 9, I have Kimi Antonelli. I believe the kid's the future. He'll be decently good. Number 8, I have Liam Lawson, and his logo. He won't be Checo Perez levels of bad, but I don't think he's going to be immediately up there with the front of the pack. You know, he's still technically a rookie. Number 7, I have Carlos Sainz, further proving my belief in the Williams resurgence. That's also just a fun driver pairing. I love it so much. Number 6, I have Oscar Piastri. He'll be very good this season, but just you'll see everyone ahead of him is kind of just, one, a little bit more experience, and 2, they won't have a better car, but I feel like they'll just have better luck because they're all their number 1 drivers, kind of. So at number 5, I have George Russell. He always just weasels his way up there. Like, it'll look like he's having an awful season, but you just look at his things. He'll win one race a year, and he'll be up there. Number 4, I have Charles Leclerc. I know everyone's begging for him to win a title, but he's got a mountain to climb. Number 3, I have Max Verstappen. I believe that the fall off will happen. Not of Max, he's a brilliant driver, but Red Bull. I believe a lot of people I just pray their car isn't that good this year. I think a lot of people are praying it's not that good this year. Number 2, I have Lewis Hamilton. Honestly, it's a toss-up between 1 or 2, I believe. But Lewis Hamilton at 2, I believe that Ferrari's going to be rapid this year somehow, and he'll fight his way out there. But I feel because it's a new team, new car, and the Ferrari, like once a year, likes to explode a couple of times a year. It's not the most reliable car on the grid. I feel like that will maybe cost him in the long run. And he's also going to need a bit of time to pick up his confidence and his thing, which might cost him. And number 1, talking about confidence, I have Lando Norris. This is a bit of bias, but I do genuinely believe he will learn from last year. And he's got the wins under his belt. He's got everything. He ended the year really well in terms of winning the last race of the season. But I think he'll win the Australian Grand Prix, pick up where he left off. And probably this will be his world title. If it isn't, I hope it will be Lewis's. But yeah, that is my 20 driver predictions for this season. Purely based on just how I feel about the drivers. There is actually nothing backing any of this, if you could tell. So we're going to move on to my favorite in football. That's how it's written on the script. So United are building a new stadium, and they did a whole reveal video showing all the elements of it. But the most ambitious part of the stadium and the building and the video and everything, it wasn't the stadium being 100K. It wasn't any of that. It was the fact that in the render, you can see on their scoreboard that goes around the arena, they're up 3-0. That's a bit ambitious. Considering they can't afford to pay their staff, and their team is shocking at the moment. And they want it built within the next 5 years, I believe. This huge grand design that includes a museum, everything in it. They want it built within 5 years. As a Fulham fan who was promised the Riverside stand in a couple of years, and I don't even think the Riverside stand is done still, and they started development I think around 5 years ago, and that's just one stand. I don't think it will get done. It'll be a long time before we see that Manchester United 3 Trident Stadium. But I mean, it'll be a great away day in the Championship, I promise you. 100K seating in the Championship is going to be biblical. Anyways, that is all I have on this list for today. I hope you guys do enjoy this kind of catch-up episode. I hope you missed me last week. I hope you just were yearning for me. So that is all I have today, and I will catch you back next week. Ow, fuck. Ow, I just cut my fucking finger.